There is a very specific, agonizing hesitation right before someone admits they are in love. A prolonged pause where everything hangs in the balance, yet neither person speaks. The song Majboor by Shahryar Rehan and Zoha Wasim isolates this exact feeling, providing a precise look at how silence functions between two people who already know how they feel. The track opens in a state of sheer disorientation. The very first lines explicitly question reality, asking, "Tell me honestly, are you truthful or am I lying?" The lyrics immediately set up a stark contrast. There is undeniable physical proximity. One person is sitting right next to you, yet there is complete verbal emptiness, punctuated by the repeated question, "What should we do now?" This physical closeness signals that the emotional connection is already a settled fact. The struggle lies in navigating the gravity of these feelings without a shared plan. This Venn diagram shows an emotional connection existing completely apart from vocal confirmation. Because the actual words confirming the romance are entirely absent, that space in between creates a volatile emotional vacuum. The tension here is built on the weight of an unspoken truth, one that creates a deadlock because neither side has yet dared to give it a name. To handle that anxiety, the narrators try a common coping mechanism. They attempt to avoid words entirely to protect themselves from vulnerability. The lyrics actively instruct the partner to bypass speech and look for visual evidence instead, urging them to just look into my eyes. The text embraces this avoidance strategy, going as far as to romanticize their interaction as a beautiful, silent conversation. For a brief window early in the song, this quiet space is framed as something secure and entirely sufficient for both partners. Yet there is a mechanical flaw in this strategy. While silent communication feels safe in the moment, it is inherently unstable because it completely lacks the absolute certainty of a spoken commitment. Eye contact and physical proximity are powerful enough to initiate a romance, but without words, they are far too fragile to secure it permanently. This brings us to the song's title, Majboor. The word describes a state of being utterly and inescapably compelled against your own hesitations. Mapping emotional pressure against unspoken time, the longer the silence is sustained, the internal pressure curves sharply upwards. Eventually, escalating pressure forces a physical consequence. The singer admits they cannot bear to stay away. The lyrical tone suddenly shifts right here. The narrator moves from passive observation to actively commanding physical intervention, telling their partner to "listen to me, come and sit here." At this exact threshold, the characters face a hard realization. The unspoken signs they relied on earlier are no longer sufficient to hold them together. The song hits a turning point when one partner makes a direct demand for vocalization, stating, "It is only right that you speak your heart." They follow with a desperate plea, asking, "Say it, won't you?" This functions as the ultimate climax of the song's internal tension. By the end of the chorus, the narrator has traded the safety of silence for a demand. The pressure of being compelled makes the risk of a rejection preferable to the agony of another quiet moment. When that agonizing silence is finally broken by a direct vocal confession, the entire dynamic of the song changes. The vulnerability is finally matched with a pivotal answering lyric. "I will shyly confess that I too have given you my heart." This mutual spoken confession steers the entire trajectory of the song's narrative in a new direction. The structure of the lyrics abandons the circular loop of present uncertainty. It straightens out, pushing definitively toward a secure future. Specific promises of permanence appear after the confession is made, like being the keeper of my secrets and yours forever. This security is sealed with a final environmental metaphor, where the narrator promises to be a cool, soothing shade for their partner. A romantic connection can easily spark in a silent glance across a room, but it is the inescapable compulsion to actually speak the truth that turns silent longing into an unbreakable bond.